we can actually change our color now. I'm really thinking this this green. We can try again. Eventually, once we get it really good, we can get a it's like $10,000 we'll have to spend. But we can get this bad boy as our paint job. But it's gonna take us a while to get to that. Why am I just so bad at typing today? There we go. I don't have a picture currently, so too lazy to replace that. This is, I think you missed this earlier. I won't go through the whole thing, but this is us being born. I'm gonna go grab some beer. That's beautiful us. Alright. And that's our car. It's a nice, beautiful green color this time around instead of a poop brown. We might have to restart, though. It depends. I guess, no, we won't do it. We are permadeath again, I believe. And there's the amount of money that your parents give you. The amount of money that your parents give you at the start is completely random. So last time they gave us 1,300, which is a ton, and can be super useful. Oh my gosh, look at, it's completely still. Never again am I gonna drink that. It does say drive safely. Wow. So they gave us this time 1,600. So they gave us more, as we don't mind us clipping through the wall here. They also gave us a radar buster and a game. We just have to save up like 6,000 to spend on a computer. It's not worth the money right now. Actually, this can go into the garage with us. Alright, so this time we won't fuck it up quite as bad. I think that we are in game like 16, maybe? We're a teen. That's all that I know, is that we're a teen. We're old enough to drink and drive. Sometimes at the same time. Oh, this is gonna be so much quicker to start. So again, block. Crank. And the bearings. That was like a flashback. I had it. You might notice eventually that placing parts can be such a pain in the ass to get them in properly. Okay. It's a 9. It's 8 ticks down, and eventually we can get a nice ratchet set. Actually, we can get it out of the mail order catalog for only 359, and when we go to the store, we will put in an order for that because it makes bolting stuff in so much quicker. You don't remember that? Oh. I don't really see what the problem is. Let's see. So I'm in a tough place right now because the first time that I played this, I built my car fully and we got it all put together, but a lot of these parts that are here, a lot of the parts here are already damaged because they came off of this car. so they're used. Which means we need to replace them if we can. And the pistons, which are the next thing that we need to put in, are one of those things. So I guess in the meantime we could try to throw like the subframe on and do some suspension. See if we can push this in and not have it go flying all over the place. Like I'm assuming it wants to do. Ooh, that pushed a little too far on that side. Like, I don't know, this game, it's obviously not realistic if we're able to just shove this car around. And we remember our birth. God damn it. I'm digging this green color, though. That's good enough. Alright. See, can we get the subframe in properly? I think it goes... yeah, it's this way. Oh. Is the subframe on here? Yes. 4x10. Look at that. We're making progress today. Unlike last time. Yeah, one that's just completely sitting on the ground. I mean, I can, but I'm just saying it's unrealistic because most people can't. You know, I'm certainly strong enough to do that. I don't know where the bolts on this part of the frame are. There they are. So convenient that my parents just happen to have a garage with a pit. Alright, the subframe's bolted in. I know that we can do, like, the back suspension? Why not? We'll eventually replace some of the stuff, but I don't think that most of this will be a problem. Is it raining? Fantastic. We should probably bolt things in before we start throwing other stuff. Trail arms, 2x12. Ah, that's what this is for. It's completely unaware that there wasn't even a ruler in this. What happens is that when we fix the car, we get to drive the car, and then we'll try not to die driving it, and then we'll enter the rally and try to win the rally. Once you know how to build the car, it's usually it's not like super difficult. So I think I shouldn't have a too difficult time doing it. Too difficult of a time doing it. But the whole driving part without dying is going to be incredibly difficult for me. Because it's hard to stay alive in real life just like it is in this game. You know, stuff like that. Just go ahead and womp on the brake, which uses not that. There are a couple of things like with the suspension and whatnot that I might fuck up. Disc brake is a 14 mil. Also, putting on the suspension causes sometimes the whole car to wonk out. So there's a chance that when we throw on these coils, things get a little weird. Okay, we survived that. Toss that one over there, and I think we want just a shock absorber. See if we can get it into like a semi-correct position. And it's like, this game, it's deceptively fun to me, but it's also, I don't know, it's just kind of my game, like my type of game. We should just be able to throw those in, right? We're not missing anything. Front suspension parts. Yeah. Give the other shot a try. Or the other side a try. Maybe I put it in before. Oh, look at that. Somewhere is the ability. This is what I was talking about. It can be so difficult sometimes to get these damn parts in. I grab it from like here. Okay, what if we go and like go from the top? Try to line that up or something. Come on! I just want my shock absorbers in. It can't be that difficult. Maybe now. It'll let us. There we go. Okay, we got one in. Can we get two? Gotta be in the right area. Oh, 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 oh. Okay. Shock absorber. 1 by 12 and a 2 by 6. So I believe the 12 is going to be up top. And 6 will be below. And then that's it for our rear suspension, which is like deceptively easy. Let's see if we can get these in. 1, 2. The other thing, I guess we don't have wheels either. So we have to find some wheels out and about. I'm pretty sure I know the spot for one of them, but there's like GT wheels that we can find that I think would be a lot cooler. I just don't remember where they're actually supposed to be found at. We'll save the front suspension for later. Could do the interior a little bit. But again, one of the things that we can go out and find, like right now we have a clock that we can throw into the dashboard. We can find a tachometer so that we can actually see what kind of revs we're getting. So I'm thinking we have done most of the stuff that we're going to want to do right now. And we got to go to the store. So our uncle, again, can lend us his van if he's available. And the best way to know if he's at home is to see if his van's there, which it would be parked right there. It's a big blue boy, and it's not. So the van is the easiest way for us to get around right now. But since that's not there, we could take this guy, but that's going to be difficult. Trying to think of a good way to get around. Because we have the option of getting into the tractor or the boat, but that's just going to take a lot of time and effort. But we might not really have too much of a choice in terms of making this easy on ourselves. We could get on the boat, we could drive it across the lake, we could pick up everything at the store, drive it to the other part of the lake, buy whatever replacement parts we have money for, and then drive it all back here? Yeah, sure, we'll try that. We know that we want this. We have to get our mail in, or the mail order kit in. And did we want any? We need the air fuel mixture. The extra gauges would be nice, and this tack would be nice. But we don't want to burn through our money. Hell, even the air fuel mixture is not necessarily worth it right now. Ah, yeah, it is. Get our post ready, and I guess we will just go across the lake and start buying things. I'm gonna have to try to remember. Oh, we should probably eat and whatnot before we go. Start peeing. We want. We're not super hungry, so we'll have some milk. And we'll drink from the bath water and then take a shower. All while peeing, of course. And yeah, we can. So we can earn money from. Let's see. Every once in a while, there's a guy that calls for firewood, and we can deliver him firewood, which we have to cut a bunch of. And he pays for like a couple thousand for that. And then there is probably not wise to take the boat across here, but whatever. Um, there are 4 abandoned vehicles that we can tow to the mechanics, and he'll pay us to scrap, and that'll be like 12,000 or so. We can take stuff to Grandma. We can brew sugar wine, also known as Kill You, which is what we'll grab some stuff for that on this trip and sell it to a guy for quite a bit. And then we can suck the shit out of septic tanks for when our uncle eventually will lose his license. For now, though, we're gonna just go drive the boat across the lake and do some shopping. Grandma doesn't give us cookies, but if we deliver her, like, fish and shit that she wants... Oh god, I can't see. There's the island. If we deliver her fish, she, cooked fish, she pays pretty damn well. She pays, like, 500 per fish or something. Or, like, 50 per fish or something impressive. So I'd rather have money from Grandma as opposed to cookies, but she does give you coffee while you have to sit there. And then of course winning the rally earns you like 5,000 or something. And there's a couple other like shitty things, like you can deliver flyers to the shop, but it pays peanuts. You could pick strawberries, but it's just not worth the time. And this is, for some reason, this whole town, it's like our family owns this cabin on this island, so we're going to park there. We're going to set the fishing trap to start catching fish for Grandma. And we're going to grab our bucket that we can brew Kill You in. And we can grab a camera. We can take pictures of all of our stuff. Is this, I've never seen this. There's a guy on the lake. He's out fishing. That's new. Well, hi there, mister. Never seen him before. Used our special little eagle eyes where we just, like, squinted really hard. We were able to see more. Very realistic. I also need to remember to buy fuel for the boat so we don't get stranded there. I don't think that guy actually does anything. And then we can... The store is right over there on that shore. The problem is the mechanic is like way over there, so we might just I don't know. It's tempting to just kind of forego the mechanic for now, but probably not wise. We should get it done early, buy the parts that we can afford. Fucking beach this shit. Hopefully it doesn't sail away from us. Alright, so let's see. This is the sauna portion of the cabin, because of course no cabin is complete without a sauna. So our brewing bucket, I want to make it just a single thing. I actually feel like I might be able to just dip it in the lake and fill it up, but probably not. Let's see. The fishing trap we want to set out to start catching pike, because Grandma really loves pike for some reason. You know, we're underwater right now, just chilling, having zero problems. Is it upside down? Why can't I open it? Open that up. I don't know if you can actually, if you can drown. I don't know how long I can hold my breath. Dangerously, there are fireworks. I'm pretty sure we can go blind if this blows up in our face. I have no idea where it went. Let's try holding one. And I know what I said, but not gonna stop me from holding it. Oh. Nice! Beautiful fireworks. And our camera. Which we will take a nice picture of the boat. Oh, let's see. I actually don't know how to take a picture. Oh, like that? I don't know. I think it might be saving it, but I'm not really sure. I've never tried taking a picture in this game, to be honest. But we want the camera just in case we have something beautiful. And that's all we need from the cabin. Oh, hit the wrong thing there. There we go. Probably need to... There we go. Push the boat off of our docking area. And again, not safe to be boating across a lake in a storm like this, but it is what it is. We got plenty of money, so we need to get the alternator belt and some oil and some coolant and some two-stroke fuel and a battery and an oil filter and some food and sugar, yeast, juice. I think that's about it. A lot of things from the shop though, and we have to carry it all back to the boat, so it can be a bit of a pain. And we'll gamble at the slot machine just a little bit as well. See if we can get lucky and hit the jackpot. Not sure if it's actually possible, but I will believe in the meantime that it is. Nice long trip across the water. It might be dangerous to go to the mechanics with all of our stuff, so we might make it a second trip. But we'll see. We really could use our uncle's van. I'm not sure. No one is, as far as I'm aware, no one's entirely sure how you get him to spawn anymore. It used to be that the second that you spawned in, you could go get the van from your uncle. I don't know what I just saw. But now he's not hanging out at home right away. You have to wait for him to eventually show up, and it seems to be a random time. So some people are waiting weeks, and some people are waiting a couple days, but we're going to hope that it's a couple days for us, as we are now in like Perayarvi, or however you would say it, our beautiful town. And drop this off in the mail, and then when it gets delivered, they'll give us a call to come pick it up. But the ratchet set and then the air fuel mixture gauge will really help us. Ratchet just because it's obviously a lot quicker to use a ratchet than it is to use wrenches, and then the air fuel mixture will just help when we are tuning the car to make it run as good as possible. These guys might be closed. Might be a little late. Oh, thank God he's not closed. Okay, so alternator belt. We need 3 things of fluid: motor oil, coolant, battery, box of spark plugs, oil filter, 2 cans of 2-stroke fuel, all of the sausages he has, all of the juice that he has. I think he, let's see, we want some of the yeast and all of the sugar. And we can throw in fire extinguisher. And I think we can call that good. We should probably buy some beer. But I think we'll make it back before we are too thirsty. Yeah. So we just spent 2,000 of all our stuff. Small stuff in the shopping bag. Oh God, this is gonna take forever ferrying this back and forth. I should have held off on the fire extinguisher. Oh, so much shit. I can only carry one thing at a time. Alright, time to gamble then. We can do 5 at a time. We're gonna gamble a little bit of this away. Oh. Alf, goodbye. Oh hey, look at that. We won right off the bat. We won 45 money Roonies. We'll just gamble over the 50. Hey! Alright, so we've almost doubled our money right off the bat. I like that. This is the most successful I've ever been at the slot machine, and it's probably the most successful we will ever be. One more win would be nice. Hold on to the coin. We got one more after this. We'll walk away with a 40 mark profit. I'm fine with that. Yo, I'm scared right now. I'm pretty sure that nobody is hostile in this game. The way this man's walking at us. Yo, leave me alone, man. You're drunk. I'm not comfortable with the way that he's treating me. Actually, we're gonna leave the fire extinguisher here. Because it's one more thing to take. And also because I'm pretty sure I'll lose this bracket if I'm throwing it the whole way. We only need it after we are trying to race. After we build the car. I'm sure that there's a faster way to do this. I could have probably brought the moped. But kind of is what it is. This is gonna take fucking forever. I don't think that taking the bus would be a better idea necessarily. I hope the bus doesn't come and like run me over. I could. That's gonna take longer. We could hitchhike with like our cousin. I know, it's crazy. We're building the car. It's just we have to run errands in order to do that. This is my summer car. We are in Finland in like the 80s, I want to say. like 86 or some shit like that. And we are in the process of rebuilding our father's Satsuma. Nice little coupe. And in order to do that, we had to go to the store to buy coolant and brake fluid and oil and a battery and some fuel for our boat. I'm not sure. I mean, it could be, but we have to run all the way down here to this boat, so it's kind of a pain in the ass. And yeah, this is the normal walking speed. This is us sprinting. We're lucky that this bag is in the game because this is holding like a ton of stuff. It's just we're living life. Like we have to eat, we have to drink. We have permadeath on, so if we crash our car, if we don't drink, we'll die and have to start over. And you know, all that sort of stuff. To be fair, um it's a lot easier to build a from scratch a rally car and race it and potentially die in this game than it is in real life. And I also can't live in Finland in the 80s in real life. I did learn the hard way, like the first time that I think it was the first time that I died. I had a permadeath thing going, and it's a real thing with like a recorded death. But there was a thunderstorm, and I heard the phone ring, and I picked up the phone, and I got electrocuted to death. And apparently, that's like if you're in a thunderstorm, you're not supposed to answer your phone, or like because it's a landline. So I died once because I didn't have a windshield on my van, and I was driving down the highway, and a bee like hit my eye, and I died. So there's some interesting stuff. And this guy, yeah, he'd probably be about a 3 on NCAA. We might just get this back and play some. I do have the Xbox turned on, and whatnot. Every time you start a new game, you have to go through basically the same process. So it can be a little tedious, but once we get the car built, we can drive places and put things into our car and drive them around. We just don't have like a car. And it's like I don't know why, but it's like it's an intentional part of the game. Did I leave? Oh no, I thought I left the battery behind. And it's also, I mean, like eventually we can get the van, and there's like a sewage truck that we can drive around. But it's all progress that has to be made. It can really be a pain in the ass. I can't deny that. Our stress that's a good question. Our stress is low because we're like 16 and this is the worst thing that we've had to do our whole lives. And also, I have a bind set up for it. But if you just swear constantly, your stress goes down. So I can just swear and finish, and then I'm less stressed. Also, we can drink. We made the mistake earlier at the beginning of the stream. The first thing that I did, my parents are currently like on vacation over the summer, and they leave you a present. So I opened my present, and in that present is a bottle of vodka, and I downed it immediately, and we were drunk for like it seemed like forever. Like we just like it was just like the screen was wobbling around and we couldn't see anything. And we we just couldn't do anything. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna drink more to pass out. So we downed like 5 liters of beer in a couple of minutes, and then passed out and woke up like outside in the middle of the woods and had to find our way back in the pitch black. And then we had a bad hangover, so like our screen was shaking because we just had a headache, and then we died of stress. So this run is going a lot better. There should be. There's a basketball. They should make it so that like if you're throwing the basketball, your stress goes down. Because we have like a basketball hoop, but right now I don't think there's any like point of actually playing basketball. It was more exciting, but it was nauseating to watch. Like if you after this or something, if you go and watch the very beginning of the stream, it's just like it was annoying. Potentially motion sickness inducing. Dude, we're almost. I know. I feel it's. I feel it. I just want to get to the damn boat. I have this terrible feeling that we're going to be going across the lake and we're gonna get shocked and we're hit by lightning or something and we're gonna die. No, we've got to make it across the lake quick because the sun is going down and I don't want to get stranded in the middle of the lake through the whole night. Oh man. Our thirst has gone into the red. My header is blocking it, but the thirst bar is currently red now, which means it's 100% full and you don't die until it gets to 200. So we should be okay. Should be able to make it back and stick our head underneath a faucet and chug some water. But that's not guaranteed. I wish that I could. Just like jump in the lake. The jumping in the lake will reduce our dirtiness, which makes sense, but it's not enough. Alright, shove this boat out onto the water. And we live way over there. So we're going to... Actually, before we start moving, we're going to take some of our fuel that we bought and gas this bitch up. Make sure that the cap is off. And fill it up with some fuel so that we don't get stranded in the middle of the lake. It's classic, you know. One day we'll have our car finished and we'll be able to drive and it won't be so terrible. Alright, start it. We're in gear. We can drive our boat now. One of the problems with the physics in this game is I'm currently not steering, but because we have a bunch of objects in our boat, they're just like pulling it. Oh gosh, I hope that motor doesn't, or the oil doesn't fall through. It like pulls the boat to the left, so I have to constantly steer to the right to keep us straight. Which is kind of a pain in the ass, but worse things have happened. I really hope that we don't die of dehydration on the way back home. Also, we have to carry every single thing in this boat up to our house, which isn't nearly as long as the walk from the store to the boat was, but it's certainly not quick. So we'll probably leave a lot of it here until we need it. Because, like, we don't need anything except for the bag and the bucket that are in front of us. Right away. We can wait for quite a while. We already stopped. That's actually, I forgot. This island up on our right here, we have a cabin on it, and when you're on the island, first off, there's like you can just survive there. There's a place to save the game, and there's a place to sleep, and there's a sauna. But just being on the island reduces your stress, which I think is a pretty cool mechanic. Oh man. I like how you came in like literally the worst part of, at least what I consider the worst part of the start of the game, is going to the store for the first time because it's such a pain in the ass, especially when you don't have access to a car. But we've already started building the car. We put the subframe on. We got our rear suspension all figured out. We got our crankshaft into the block. I mean, there's... yeah, you can die very easily in this game. And since we have permadeath on, it's like, we have to be very, very careful. It took me a while to realize it was even a part, but there's seatbelts in the vehicles. And not wearing your seatbelt, increases your odds of dying by a lot. So that kind of sucks. I think you can technically beat the game. For me, like, I don't think there's a way that you're able to like get a girlfriend and you get her pregnant and she has a kid, and then you get a game over screen from that. But for me, beating the game is just placing first place in the rally. So we have to build the car, we have to tune it so that it runs well, and then we have to have enough money to buy the performance parts. So there's like a better carburetor and a better radiator and a better exhaust and better wheels. And so we have to get all those things and then build them on, and then we can go and win the rally without dying, hopefully. Because there's a chance that we do all of that and we get in the car, and we got a roll cage installed, and then we throw on our harness and then crash the car to high speed and die, and the whole run is over. So definitely some interesting qualities to this game. Definitely have to be a little bit of a masochist to enjoy it. I have maybe a embarrassingly high amount of hours. I could load up the other save that I have, where I basically have the car completed. I just haven't I've gotten second place in the rally. I just haven't gotten first place in the rally, so I don't consider myself a victor yet. But there are some very monotonous things that you definitely have to do. That like, like chopping firewood, you have to like chop 80 different logs. So it's like grab a log, chop it, grab a log, chop it. You have to do that 80 times, and then put all the pieces into a trailer. And you have to hook the trailer up to a tractor, and then go drive it out and dump it. It certainly could be a pain in the ass. We'll throw everything out of here. And then only two things I care about. Actually, we'll keep that in. Care about the bag and the bucket. And then we can sleep and survive. I think, yeah, bag and bucket's all we need. We can start brewing or kill you. Make some money on the side. Here's our beautiful car. We managed to push it in there ourselves. So, strong as hell. So this guy here. Oh, oh. Before I die, I want to drink a little water out of the tap here. And also pee at the same time. And now we can take a shower, drop the dirtiness down. And if you don't pee in the shower, you're wasting water, as far as I'm concerned. I can hear the car kind of glitching around in the garage. Both. I mean, I don't think you can waste water in the game, but I'm not ashamed to admit that. And yeah, that's us peeing. You know, fine. She never said that it's a problem. If you look actually, so P on the keyboard is the button to urinate or to pee. If your urine is empty, so if you don't have to pee in the game, and you tap the P button, your dirtiness goes up. So essentially, as far as I'm aware, there's like a built-in masturbation mechanic into this game, which is really bizarre. I feel like I'm not sure if it's supposed to. See it going up right now. I feel like it should drop your stress if you do it enough, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't want to die from dirtiness because I'm pretty sure that's probably a thing. So we're gonna go into the kitchen and turn on the light, and then open this bag of shopping goodies, and it can explode all over the house. Let's see. So the belt needs to go in there, and we could go a different way to put it in. The brake fluid needs to go in there. We can start brewing our. Swear I just heard like I don't know something. There's not supposed to be anything that's scary in this game, but I get sometimes a little irrationally afraid of the game when it's like the middle of the night and I'm just like sitting and my door's open and I can't see anything outside. Okay, so we need 6 bags of sugar. That's 1. Or spark plugs too. That's 2. Come on, can I pick this up, please, game? That's 3. 4. 5. And 6. So 6 bags of sugar plus a box of yeast and a bunch of water, and then we will be brewing our kill you, which is just sugar wine. And while that's filling up, we can, let's see, we'll eat some macaroni. We'll take the spark plugs out. And I'm pretty sure I could probably install the spark plugs onto the head, but I'm not sure if we can replace the head or not, so we'll just be patient. This is our beautiful car, by the way. You can just imagine it. We're gonna get in and we'll just be sitting here and we'll go like that one day. You know, eventually there'll be seats. But there's a lot of parts that have to be put in, and oh, I bought a fuel filter, right? I really hope I bought a fuel filter or oil filter. I don't think the car has a fuel filter. Yeah, there it is. I'd be really upset if we went through all that work and didn't get this. see, so the bucket should be full. Oh. Is it going up? Must be full then. If life was this simple, well, I don't know. Wouldn't mind it. Alright, so that's brewing. And we need to take a shower because we were running around masturbating in the woods. I mean, it's more simple than real life, I think. All you have to do is curse, piss, shower, eat, sleep, and drink. And you can't die. And your only responsibility is building a car. But that is true. You can't run, and you can only carry. That's a good point. It's a very good point. It's a stupid idea to leave all the lights on in the house because I do have to pay the electric bill. And I think that there's a chance that if you leave the lights on overnight that the house catches on fire. But that's whatever. We're gonna go ahead and sleep. And while we're sleeping, we're gonna be cursing. And we'll go ahead and start pissing our bed. It's a good morning. That's what our beauty's gonna look like. Only like green, but a darker green. And that'll be our interior. Oh, it'll be beautiful. This is the rally that we'll do. The first stage, we have to drive out to here. Let me shut up. We have to drive out this way, and we go, and then we finish. We have to drive out here and leave our car, and then the next day we have to drive down here, and then go, and hopefully we win. This is our house, and that's where we had to go to the store. So that was the distance across the lake. If we had to walk it, we would have to go like all the way around. So it'd be a pain in the ass. Let's see. What do we want to do right now? Drink some juice. And I like to get all our bars as low as possible. So get some water in us. And then take a shower. We actually need to save this juice bottle because it's what we'll put our sugar wine into. And we can actually bum a ride from like our cousin or something, but he's just randomly driving around on the road. And he can only actually it could be a good idea, but he would only drop us off. He would pick us up here, and he would drop us off here, and we need to get over here. So we would have to wait for him to show up, get in the car with him, hope he's going this direction, get out here, wait for him to go down there, and then come back and get a ride, and then carry a ton of stuff super far. So as much as I would love to do that, it's kind of a pain in the ass. And the hope is that one day our uncle will show up and his van will be available and we can drive his van. One of these days. Well, we'll go ahead and do some driving, but it'll be super slow. We're going to take the tractor to the mechanics. And maybe get some wheels. I'm not sure where the wheels that I want are, but I know where a pair of wheels are. So we'll just take that. It is really slow. It's a game that is pretty solid if you're watching something. Wait. So let's see. We want to be high range on our gears. I think the parking brake is off. See, you can drive. We can move relatively quick. Although the tractor is incredibly slow. Third gear is as high as it goes. So we are essentially at max speed. I do want to raise up that front end a little bit. Hopefully I don't crash here, because that would probably kill us. And we'll just drive on down the road to the mechanic. The good news is when we're driving this and eventually the sewage truck and the van, we can, it's dangerous, but we can drive on the train tracks, so it cuts off a lot of time. But it's certainly slow in many, many ways. Nice patient little drive here. We can make this a little more fun. Somewhere there's got to be a radio station we can get. Is it over? I heard music. It's kind of quiet, but it's music nonetheless. We have windshield wipers. We have lights. I mean, I don't know what else you can ask for. We're almost to the train tracks. And then we can go left down the track and hope to God that we don't get killed. One of my actually, it might have been my very first death in this game. I was in my tractor. I was towing a trailer, and I thought, okay, there's certainly this train track that goes towards the highway that has a tunnel will let me out onto the highway. So I go driving, and I get all the way to the end of the train tunnel, and there's a blank wall, and it says it's got some message in Finnish. So I said, "Ah, shit! Now I'm stuck in this train tunnel with a tractor and a trailer." So I tried to back up out of it, and just ended up having a train run into me, and I died. Had to restart. That was brutal. That was not a good way to die. I have to just periodically here check behind us. Actually, is that it in front of us? Okay, we're gonna play chicken with the train for a little bit, and then pop off the tracks at the last second. There's a couple spots alongside the tracks here in this area of the map where vehicles just won't drive. So like if I were to drive just a little bit more to the right, the tractor would get stuck. It would be a real pain in the ass. But we've survived our first like actually dangerous obstacle. So that's, I guess, a bonus. And I really hope that inside this tractor there's enough space to hold all the parts that we're going to bring back with us. So if not, it'll be kind of sad. I know that somewhere there's a barn or something that has a set of the GT wheels that we want, but I'm just not sure where it is. We're max volume in this thing. I'm really sad. They're like abandoned tires. So like it's kind of stealing, but like not really. Like there's the normal set of wheels that I know that we'll grab because I know where they are is in this like abandoned mansion, and there's a chance that I die if the bees in it decide to attack us. But you know, it is what it is. Oh man. There's also at the mechanics, which it definitely feels like stealing. There's a bunch of parts outside the mechanics, like just like in his piles of junk. They definitely do belong to him, but there's a bunch of parts that we're gonna yoink from him. So, you know, sucks to him. Yeah, literally we just go up and yoink, throw him into the tractor and drive off. He just fucking yeah, we're like, hey, you can't catch me. The thing is, so it's actually really cool. He's got this like American muscle car that he allows you to drive if you were getting your car repaired there. But you would imagine if he really wanted it, he could chase after this fucking tractor. Oh, this is our cousin driving. He won't stop for us, so we have to get out of the road so we don't have a collision and potentially die. But he's always drinking. I'm pretty sure he's just a constant drunk driver. We could hitch a ride with him, and then if we flip him off, he'll just start driving faster and faster, and so probably he crashes and we die. So there's a lot that can go wrong. To his car, there's no damage, and to this, there's no damage. Only the car that we're building can be damaged, and this is his beautiful little vehicle. Alright, so we made it to the mechanic. Pull the parking brake. I don't know why it's still moving if we've pulled the parking brake. There we go. So I know that there's, I think, a part back in here. Yeah. There's a steering wheel back in here we can yoink. Oh, also, the steering wheel and the rocker cover. These are both the GT parts. Just have to get them. Because, you know, he obviously doesn't care about them because they're underneath the abandoned bus stop. That makes plenty of sense. So this is the first two parts that we can steal from him. This is his cool-ass car. We can get in it right now, but we can't, we're not allowed to drive it because we don't have the keys. Let's see. This is what the sewage truck that we drive is. It's a Gifu. It just has a big tank on the back of it. I think that there is still, well, maybe not. There used to be, well, there's these long coil springs, but we don't really care about them. There used to be like a tachometer that we could install in our car in this area, but I'm not sure if it's been moved or if it spawns randomly. But these coil springs would be put on the rear suspension and then like really fuck up our handling for anything that we use it for. I think they're better for highway driving, which we don't do often enough. We'll just leave them here because it's not worth the effort. And if we go in, you can see these are all the parts we can replace, and because all of our parts are used, we want to replace everything that we can. So starting with the pistons, god, this shit's expensive. 1,300 just for that. We know we want the head gasket. Oh, it's also expensive. We're spending the rest of our money on this, so it's not like a huge deal. But I just want to make sure I'm buying the stuff that I really want. I've never had a problem with the gearbox of the oil pan, especially if the gearbox is 1900. We don't necessarily need to focus on that. We want the alternator because that can go bad quickly. 21. We want the water pump. I don't think we can afford anything else. No, exactly. God, just barely enough. So now we have to throw all these parts into the car and then drive it back. No. Be a lot easier if I just got into the damn car and backed it up. I'm gonna save a lot of walking time this way. Alright, water pump. Is maybe in the car? Uh-oh. I certainly don't want to drive home and then realize that one of the parts that I bought is not in the tractor. Total in the game, I've probably played like 60 hours, 70 hours or something. But in this playthrough that I started today, it's been like an hour. The good news is I'm only going to take one path, so, you know, there's only one place that all the things could go. I also have to get those wheels. I don't know. The actual hours playing is maybe a little bit off because I've spent time just like I left it on the main menu for a long time. So I'm not entirely sure. If we could get the money for all these, that would be nice. But we can probably run the car just fine without them. Wish I knew where that tachometer spawned. It's super useful. But we'll be fine. Alright, throw this thing in. We have to go just a little bit further to our abandoned mansion, and I believe the wheels that we want are still there. And we can earn money in a lot of ways. Eventually, our uncle will lose his license, and so we can drive his septic tank, like truck thing, and like suck the shit out of. Oh gosh, I mean to pick that piston up. We can suck the shit out of people's septic tanks for money, and that pays like 1,000 per tank. And then we can tow some cars. We can tow them with this tractor, but it takes so fucking long that I'm just gonna wait. We can tow some cars to that, some scrapped cars to that repair shop, and it pays really well. As we're busting down the doors of this abandoned mansion. And yeah, it's kind of random. So like, it used to be when the game first came, or earlier in the game's life cycle, as I'm gonna drink some water out of this well here, that your uncle would just like instantly have that van ready for you, and you could instantly start driving the tow truck. But they've made it so that you just have to wait until he shows up. So I don't know if there's a minimum time or a maximum time, but you have to wait regardless. And right there is a beehive that we have to hopefully not die to. And right there are our tires. So we're going to hope for the best. Because if we die, we're going to go play something else. Good news is we can throw the tires in everything that we find through walls. Really minimizes our time up in this bee hell. Listen, I'm not the damn it. I mean, look at dude, it's got an attic. How is this not a mansion? Look at what? It's got a basement. It's got a furnace. Are you telling me this place is small? It's got art. And like a giant oven thing. Oh, look at that. I've apparently grabbed one of the doors. We're going to be taking that around with us. But these are the basic wheels. They're not road legal, so they won't pass our inspection. But they will get us around until we can find some other ones or pay to have new tires put on these. But I would like to find the GT wheels and put new tires onto those. There we go. And now we can drive back home with everything. We can build the engine now and get the car running. And it shouldn't take too long. As long as I don't screw anything up. Knock on wood. I hope that we don't lose any parts out of the back of or out of the inside of this, because that would be really upsetting. Oh, there goes our door. Make sure we do some nice upshifting. And if we wanted to take the boat, we could park it right there, but we would have had to carry... Oh, look at that! Look at that! Oh my god, are you kidding me? I'm so glad I saw this. We lost our alternator already. In the distance from the shop that's like right there to the mansion that's right there, we lost the damn alternator. Oh god. What else are we gonna lose before we can make it home? I should just drive looking backwards, honestly. I stall it? Oh my gosh, I forgot it puts you into neutral. There we go. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if like if I would have noticed a piston, but at least yeah, we're able to recognize that we didn't have that was the alternator. All right. Well, we have $17 left. It's not even 17 marks. Definitely doesn't equate to $1. So it'll be interesting to see how well we can get the car to run without any upgrades. There's a... I think it's like 2 marks to a Brandon, but I'm no economist. There's a GT grill that it goes in place of the regular grill that increases airflow. So like the stock radiator is like straight up dookie, and we will run the risk of our car overheating a lot running it. But if we can find that grill, then it's a nice free way to help the car run a little bit cooler. Another realistic thing, you can piss into the radiator and it will fill it up and it will work until you can get more coolant. And some stuff does. Just recently, the game's technically not even technically, it's in pre-release stages. So there's still, and it's like one guy who's made the entire thing. But let's see if I can die to a train here. He just recently, like the most recent update a couple weeks ago, made it so that not everything spawns in the same place every time. So like those wheels that I got do, and the parts that I found outside the place do, but some of the stuff spawns in, I think, different spots. I know at least the wrecked cars that we'll have to grab do, which kind of sucks, but those wrecked cars are worth a lot. Like, there's one of them that's worth like 4,000 or 5,000. So, it's a good way to make money that way. Oh shit. I have not been checking behind very often, so hopefully we haven't lost a bunch of stuff. Otherwise, we'll be making a second trip, and we do have to pay for fuel in this thing. So we've got like half a tank and no money. That's ooh, I didn't really think about that. That could be a problem. We're gonna have to get money at some point. Just not sure how it'll happen. This could be problematic. Good news is we're most of the way home. Just getting doing these chores at the beginning of a playthrough is by far the most annoying part of the game, I think, because like we are super close to having essentially being able to build the car and drive our car around. I don't know if I've researched him at all, but I've looked at like I feel like you're trying to make me sound like I'm a weirdo or a creep. But I swear I'm not. Right? Uh-oh. I don't have a way. I'll watch that when we get back because I don't have a way of doing anything else when I'm driving. And if I stop, there's a chance that we die. There's always a chance of dying. Oh. I'm actually maybe eventually, Austin. Um, what kind of problems are you having with it? Is it just not running? I think that you can see the guy who made the game on one of the TV channels, but I don't know how to use the TV very well. It's too old school for me. I'll show you. There's like, it's got like this weird telly stuff. It stalls a lot. Thanks for the bit, by the way. I'm trying to think. I'm stalling. It would. Are you using the choke when you're trying to get it up to temperature? Because if it's stalling before you are able to like drive it very far, or like right after you start it up, it could just be that it's too cold. So pulling the choke will put more fuel into the engine until it gets hot, and then you can push the choke back in. Otherwise, it would probably be that you need to tune your carburetor. And there's a single screw on the carburetor that uses the screwdriver, and you turn it either up or down to add more to change the air-fuel ratio. So like more fuel to the engine compared to the air, or less. So if you're stalling, you want to increase. Oh god, that was dangerous. If you're stalling out a lot, you want to increase the fuel to the engine, because it could just be that it's not getting enough fuel. If I lost any parts on that crash. That's I've seen plenty of stuff, and I've had it happen to me before, where you just like aren't paying full attention, and I don't know if I can go fast enough in this to die, but not paying full attention, and you crash into the other shit and die. But I would imagine that that's a problem, Austin. In the, I guess we can just go show you in the little booklet over here. If you buy the air fuel ratio gauge right here, it will show you the ratio, your air fuel ratio. And you want to be like when your engine's warm and when you don't have the choke pulled at all, you want it to be somewhere around 14, and that allows you that's just a like the ratio that you want to use. So if your ratio is like up at like 16 or 17, it could just be that your car is not getting enough fuel, and it's just like it's stalling out because of that. Um, I don't know if for sure that's the problem because I'm sure that there's some other things that cause it to stall, but off the top of my head, that's the one that I can think of. Ooh, this steering wheel is nice, especially compared to this little dinky piece of garbage. While I'm here, we need to remember to pass the safety inspection, we have to put this triangle inside the car, so just hold on to that. Piston 2, huh? We have all 4 of them. Good luck! Thanks for the bits. So we still have 3 other pistons. Are they in the car? Or in the... I guess it's a tractor. There's one. You know a game's good when you can, like, lean through walls and it's partially designed that way. The head gasket. Sweet. There should be one more piston. I'm gonna be real sad if we're missing a piston. Oh, the water pump? Yeah. Apparently I don't even remember what all we bought. You're kidding me. Are we missing one? I think we might be missing a piston. Oh, we're getting a phone call. Oh, what do they want? Yeah, see, our grandma wants fish, so we can go out to the lake and get some fish and cook them and take them to her for a lot of money. Unless I counted wrong when I was grabbing stuff. Let's see, so 1, 2, 3. Oh no. I bought all 4, right? Because there would be another piston over here if I didn't. Oh, where is it? We're missing piston 3. God. Oh no. And it's like, it's not like we can just brush it aside because it was like a $300 part. Part of me thinks that it's... Oh, I should probably turn the engine off on this, huh? So I don't burn the rest of the fuel. Part of me thinks that it is just going to be like the other ones, and it's going to be hiding somewhere. And I haven't actually lost it. The other part of me knows that I probably did lose it. Oh, I got the damn thing to go jumping around. Yeah, it's definitely, unless I'm blind, I don't think it's in the... I don't think it's in the tractor. The good news is, we can do this. I am... going to save it real quick and then load back in, just to save our progress. Because you never know when the game's going to crash on you, and that would be absolutely terrible. So while it's reloading, I'm gonna go grab another beer and we'll build the car, I think. Well, no, we'll drive the moped out to go look for the piston that we lost. So I'll be right back.